All right, guys. So our next main topic here is, like I kind of alluded to before, it's about the Predator and the future of the Predator franchise. So it looks like for the past 4 years, director Dan Trachtenberg, I think I'm pronouncing that right. It looks like phonetically I'm pronouncing that right, but he has been working on a Predator movie, and some news has came out just here recently that now this was like 8 hours ago. This story came out, so we were going to talk about the news of the new Predator movie potentially being in the works, regardless. But then this story comes out suggesting that I hit the wrong button. So you can email us at honestanduneducated@gmail.com. But that it could be the first female-led movie in the series, and offhand, that's not really a positive or a negative to me. I just need to know like where you're going with it, and like if you read through the article, they go on to suggest that like he's been working on like a lot of movies when they're in production, they have like these code names and stuff that they're under, and he's supposedly been working on some movie called like Skulls. This is like the log line for it or whatever as they're referring to it. But it suggests that there's like a Comanche woman who goes against gender norms and traditions to become a warrior. Played out, yes. It's not like a new thing. I mean, by any means, I mean, Mulan's been around
Yeah.
forever. It's kind of like a very similar story to Mulan. But I guess throwing it into the whole Predator world could be an interesting take on it, but it also just kind of almost runs the line of being a little bit like Alien to me in some ways, like just having a strong female lead, like set in a quote unquote shared universe, I guess you could say in some ways, since they did tie those universes together at one point. So I think more like some of the more compelling stuff in here about like this movie, even like potentially being made, is that um, Dan here has been working on it for the past 4 years, completely separate from the Shane Black Predator movie we just got, like in 2019, I think it was, which did not turn out very good. Like that movie was pretty disappointing, all things considered, especially considering Shane Black was directing it. And I don't know, I think everybody just expected more from Shane Black in regards to that movie, and especially with the ending was so terrible. Did you guys see that Predator movie?
I did not.
I don't think I finished it. Olivia Munn was in it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched like the first half of it and intended to go back and just never did.
Well, you're
Yeah, it
not
wasn't
missing
good enough.
anything.
Okay.
You're not missing anything. But at the end of it, though, the worst part about it was like at the end, like the main character guy, I forget his name, but it was a guy that was in Logan, with the robot arm. He was like your main
Yeah.
character in Predator.
Okay.
Um, well, at the end of it, he gets like a Predator Iron Man suit. Like literally, I'm not even kidding with you. He puts on like Predator armor and gets like it's literally like the Predator made him and left the humans, not like him specifically, but the Predator made a Predator technology suit for humanity to have in case to defend themselves essentially, and like it's literally a Predator iron. It's the stupidest thing. Like it's just
Sounds like it.
it's just yeah, like and that's just how it ends. You put it, I don't know. Spoiler alert for a terrible movie. I don't know, it's terrible. It
Interesting.
wasn't a good movie. But that's probably the most interesting thing about this is that like he's been working on this movie potentially for the last 4 years, completely separate from that, which I don't know, just always makes it. This brings me back to like Lucasfilm and how they like were making this trilogy for the sequel trilogy and not letting everybody work together on it. It's just like you make this, and I just never understand why.
Compartmentalizing everything.
Yeah, like I don't understand why like they have like why would Fox have had Shane Black go make this movie, but then like Dan Trachtenberg's been sitting here like supposedly making a Predator movie for the last 4 years, and they weren't going to be connected to like why you doing that? Like just
Yeah.
if you have like two guys who like have a good like idea, like why don't you get them together and see if they can make up something like good, like not that like what not that everything's, like, all bad that, like, Shane Black did in the movie, but, you know what I mean? Like, if you got, like, these really talented, creative people, why don't you put them in a room together, see if they can come up with something, like, a good plan for you guys to make, like, a good trilogy out of something, Like, maybe they both obviously like, Fox liked both of their ideas enough to let them do it, but it's like, why are you
Mhm.
gonna do it separate? It's just like, I don't know. Just confusing. I don't understand the mindset behind a lot of it, but I'm not the one out there making movies. It's just how it looks to me.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about this potential female-led, predator? And see, here's the thing too. Another thing that just bothers me off. This just might just be a problem with the sites in their headline here, but it says series, like female-led series. Like, why don't you focus on a good movie first? All right,
Yeah.
don't
Really.
be sitting here saying you're gonna make a series of like, nah. Like, you make one good movie, you go from there. All right, because Universal, they want to talk to you about their dark universe. All right, like, make a good movie.
That
Don't
lasted
put
all
the
of one
yeah,
film.
yeah. Don't put the universe before the movie. Just
Yeah.
make a good movie and you go from there. But what do you guys think about this potentially being a female-led movie thing going in the Predator, and them him working on this for like 4 years supposedly?
I mean, cool. I liked like the first Predator movie.
I think everybody
Arnold
likes the
Schwarzenegger.
first.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just kind of got a little crazy after that, but neat. That's like all I
Yeah,
could say.
I I'm not really sure. Like you made a great point with him. I'm happy. Like, cool. I like Predator. I like Predator movies. Awesome. Bring it on. Um, the whole like making a point to say that it's female led. Like you made a great point about the Alien franchise. I mean, that was a female led franchise for a long time. Um, and I don't think it was billed and marketed and promoted as a female led space, saga or whatever.
Right.
It's just like I understand why, because of the focus on diversity and inclusion and representation, and that's all important and stuff. But I also feel like highlighting the fact that it's female led just gives the trolls an excuse to come out of the woodwork and be like, "Oh, it's not going to be a good movie. They're just doing it just to force the diversity on us and stuff." And it's like, why even give people a chance? Just go out and make the best movie you can. Who cares if it's a guy or a girl that's in the lead?
Right.
Why the f
Exactly.
does that? Why the f does that matter? Like it didn't matter with Aliens. It wasn't like Aliens did much better because it was female led, or would have done better if it hadn't been female. It was just a good movie. Go make the best movie you can make. Put who you want to put in. Put the character that fits the story that you're telling the best in there, and just go from there.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
anyway, that's my little soapbox on the highlighting of it being a female led film. But yeah, I mean, come at me, bring me the best movie
Come
you
at me,
can
bro.
make, and I'm happy, man. Like I'll go see it. You could put dogs in there fighting Predator. I mean,
That might be
Bunny
They
good.
did
Bunny
that.
did they?
Well, they had predator dogs, yeah. Didn't
Okay, well,
I mean, I think
bunny
he's talking like
rabbits or
some gold
something.
retrievers versus some
Right.
predators or something.
Right.
If the movie's good, then like I'll go see it, man. Don't worry about trying to like I
No,
don't
I'm with you.
know.
That's what, dude, with both, honestly, with both Predators and Aliens in general, those have been, I'd have to say, for me, like the two franchises that I've been like the most personally disappointed and hurt by, because I love Alien and I love Xenomorphs. Like, Alien and
Yeah.
Aliens are primo movies. And I mean,
Mhm.
they're fantastic.
Yeah.
And same with Predator. Like Predator, the first one with Arnie, great, and our boy Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
They did the
Jesse Ventura, I think, was in that too.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that
There's a
first movie's great.
star cast.
Yeah, fantastic movie. Then the second one with Danny Glover, different kind of movie, but it's
Mhm.
fine. But then every movie since then in those franchises have been just god awful. It's like they just don't know what to do with them, and it's like they just get like Alien 3, dude.
What about like Prometheus? Alien
That's
Covenant
not
was
really the
bad.
same thing.
No, but yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not
That was
really
a
the same thing.
female-led movie.
I actually like, people don't like Prometheus
I
and
liked
Alien
it.
I like them, dude. They're good.
Yeah.
They're different movies though. Like
Yeah.
they're set
Were
in the
there were there multiple Prometheus movies?
There was Prometheus and there was Alien Covenant, which
Yeah.
was kind of like the sequel or like the prequel, maybe. I think it was the
It-
prequel too, because it explained like David, the
No, it was a follow-up. The movie starts out with showing Naomi Rapace's character, like, and what
Ah.
David, like what happens to David and all that after
Yeah.
Prometheus.
Okay.
But anyway, those two movies, or Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I like Prometheus more than Alien Covenant. Weirdly enough, even though you kind of got like a xenomorph, and I love xenomorphs. All right, xenomorphs are cool, dude.
Rob
Like,
likes his xenomorphs.
Xenomorphs are the best movie monster ever made, like in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like they're super cool.
H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, they're great. And speaking of which, I just started watching Raised by Wolves on HBO Max, which Ridley Scott like directed the first episode and produced a series. And it's like when you first start watching it, you just like you're like, is this in the Alien universe? Like it's got like androids in it. And they bleed white, and it's like it's real Alien. Like, but I read an article because I heard someone saying that like I guess the season ends with like some sort of like cliffhangery thing that like a lot of people suggested that it tied into the Alien universe in some way, but it's not really a spoiler by any means for the show at all. Because as I'm watching it, I'm still not convinced it's not part of the Alien universe in some way. But the creator and like showrunner of the show came out and said that it's like a cousin. You can consider it like it's like we're not directly tied to it, but like I feel like in the end they're just leaving the door open where if they want to connect them, they can.
Sure.
But that's my sales pitch for go watch Raised by Wolves because it's weird. It's weird, dude. It's weird. So finish Doom Patrol, then go watch it because Doom Patrol is also weird and good. Like it's super good. But the only other thing with Predator to get back on track here is did you guys see the Adrian Brody Predators movie?
No.
Because that's like the only exception to, in my opinion, to all the other movies. Like
I actually think I
being kinda
did see
shitty.
that. I thought I liked that.
The concept behind that movie was like awesome because like the predators picked up a bunch of different like hunter killers and predators from different planets and stuff, and they would bring them
Yeah.
to their hunting planet, and then they would hunt them. So like you
Yep.
had Topher Grace played like a serial killer, then like Adrian Brody was like a marine guy, and then what's his name? Blade, the guy's playing Blade.
Wesley Snipe?
No, the new Blade.
No,
Blade.
the new Blade.
Wesley Snipe.
Who also played Cottonmouth, and I can't. He's awesome. I can't remember his name right now for whatever reason, but he was even in it. And
It begins with an M. It begins with an M. I can't. Oh well.
you know who we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Like, if
That
you're
guy.
watching the show, you probably know who we're talking about. And I'll probably think about it in like two topics, and I'll say it. Damn it, it's gonna be bothering me now, though. I don't know who it is. Either way, but that movie's actually good, and that's where like
Is it M something Ali?
Mahershala Ali. Yep. That's
Yep.
it.
There you
Mahershala
go.
Ali. There we go. That's all I needed. But there were predator dogs in that movie. That's why when Rick said this is a really long-winded way to get to just a tie my point to the predator dogs part. But they had like canine form predators in it. Like they just call them predator dogs. Kind of like in Alien 3, they had the xenomorph dogs, which were equally kind of stupid. And all things considered.
Dude, they had all kinds of xenomorphs. Like,
yeah, but honestly, too, I did like the idea, and I wish they would have followed this up because the first Alien vs Predator movie is like a fun movie. Like it's not bad. AVP 2 Requiem was terrible, but the first AVP movie was like okay, that's fine. And I actually think the Resident Evil guy who I get on a lot, Paul W.S. Anderson, I think he directed the first one, and that's why I think when we were doing a show and I was kind of going through and just like, I don't like Paul W.S. Anderson. And then I went through and I was like, well, he did make this movie and this movie. And okay, I'll give you that. But I think he made that one and it was decent. But I liked how they ended that movie with the whole idea of there being a xenomorph predator.
Predalien?
Yeah, Predalien. But they didn't follow it up.
No.
Like, I was like,
you saw it like, what, once?
Yeah. And then the AVP 2 picks up and it's just more aliens and predators fighting humans and shit. And it's like, I wanted to see where they end that movie literally with the predator dude getting back on the ship to go back to predator world. And then the chest bursts and you're like, holy shit. Like, that's going to be dope. This second movie's just going to be this pred alien going back and fucking up a bunch of predators. Like, that's going to be cool. This movie still
Never
hasn't been made. Like,
Never
like,
happens.
where were you going with that? You have these. You got Fox has these two guys making movies, Predator movies, in the last 4 years, and I still haven't gotten the Predalien movie, like
Predalien.
the Predalien movie. Damn. But anyway, I really like Aliens and Predators. That's kind of my very long-winded point here, and I've just been disappointed by them all because they kind of like the Titan show that we talked about, off camera a little bit. There's so much damn potential there, like so
Yeah.
much, and it blows my mind how I don't know, they just can't seem to make it work anymore. And like one of my fears with Disney buying Fox was that we just weren't gonna get any more of them because they haven't been able to get them to work prior to Disney, and they're not really Disney kind of things to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's funny, it goes along with our last topic with Godzilla. These alien slash monster films, I don't know what it was, but back in the day, like it seemed like decades ago, people were more accepting of a movie that didn't have some human element, like the original Godzilla movie. Yeah, there are humans in them, but they're mainly just to advance the plot and provide some narration about what's
Right.
going on. The movies are about the monsters, and the same
Yeah.
I would say with the first Predator. Well, maybe that's more an arty flick, but the first Alien movie is definitely about the alien and like the sense of dread that the alien creates on the thing. Anymore, it's like they it feels like they think moviegoers are so sophisticated that they have to have some intricate human plot and then build the aliens or the monsters around that. And it's like that's like these movies that should be secondary. Give us a good alien fight, give us some good action sequences, and then sprinkle a little like character growth in there for some character, but in no meaning. It doesn't have to be in a meaningful way. It could be something silly like some Marine trying to get home to his family, or just something
Right, yeah.
goofy.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what I think
that's
too. Like they try to make them like because the first Predator and the first Alien movie were very much just like horror and suspense, like thriller
yeah,
kind of things.
Yeah.
And like Aliens comes out and it's a big action blockbuster, and like in a lot of ways, because it's definitely not a horror movie. The Aliens is an action movie, and then Alien is a horror movie. But I feel like ever since Aliens, they've just tried to make more action with these movies, and like
yeah,
you completely lose the sense of like dread and fear, and just like the tension that like these things existing would cause. Like, and that's why Alien, in my opinion, like worked so well in the first one, because Cameron did a great job with Aliens, like by introducing just a ton of aliens, but still making it like very like suspenseful and like
yeah,
Yeah.
scary in a lot of ways. Whereas like you keep moving on, and it's just like, well, let's just throw more of them in there, and then just more shooting and more. It's like they Michael Bay'd them, like,
Yeah.
just like more explosions, like, and just I don't know. So I hope they just in the end. I don't really care if it's female led. I don't care if it's chimpanzee led. I don't care what it could be. All CG for
Just
all
make
I
it
care.
a good movie.
Yeah, just make it a good movie. Like, don't focus on the series or what. Just focus on making a good movie. That's where I'm at with it. Like, that's it. So, but that's pretty much it, I think, for that one. So let us know down in the comment section what you guys think about this. Are you kind of like us, where let's chill. I mean, it's not Fox anymore because, like, I guess this all was happening under the Fox umbrella at the time. But in the end, it's like Fox and boys, get your stuff together. Let's focus on making a good movie here, because I think everybody would love to see a good Alien and a good Predator movie again someday. So let us know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below.